you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Attention corn farmers. Corn prices have plummeted and sales are down as a result of China's ban on U.S. corn and corn products. Syngenta introduced a GMO corn strain that may have contaminated the U.S. corn supply and hurt you or your business. If you've suffered economic impact as the price of U.S. corn has decreased, you may be able to recover your losses. Call Sokolov Law at 1-800-839-4141 for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 1-800-839-4141. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Say hello to the new weather.com, a beautiful new design with weather as the main story. The information you need, the site you rely on, the brand you
This one goes out to all the fans who come out night after night.
To everyone we love.
To my very best clients.
I just wanted you to know
we're thinking of you.
We appreciate your business.
I just wanted you to know.
Oh, look at my cuties.
Happy holiday.
I just wanted you to know that I love you. I just wanted you to know that
I appreciate your business.
Every day. I just wanted you to know.
Merry Christmas!
I just wanted you to know.
The holiday season wouldn't be half as much without you.
'Tis the season to say how you feel, so say more with personalized holiday cards from Vistaprint. Pick a design you love, upload your favorite photos from your phone, desktop, even Facebook, then tie it together with a message that's just from you. And now, until December 7th, all cards are 60% off when you enter promo code CARD60 at Vistaprint.com.
I just wanted you to know.
996-188 or go online to theactivebrakes.com. Call or click today.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just about 20 past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up With Al.
We want to head to the Weather Lab. That's where our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, is standing by. We went from November, where we just got record annihilating snow in places like Buffalo and elsewhere, to December, where it seems like it's disappeared in a snap.
Exactly. What's going on, Tom?
Well, some of that cold air has retreated back up into Canada. And, you know, about the only place we've got it in the east right now is into Maine. We're going to show you the system that is moving out. It's going out pretty rapidly here. We've got a wintry mix of precipitation. Snow in interior Maine. I find it fascinating here. Temperature at 17 degrees in Caribou, but 6,000 feet up in the atmosphere. It's warmer, 23 degrees in Mount Washington. One of the reasons why we're getting the wintry mix across there. As we go through the rest of the day here, this activity is going to move out pretty rapidly. Follow the time during the day here. Moving through Maine, all that precipitation going back up into the Gulf of St. Lawrence, actually, into Canada. And this system is going to move out. We get a break in the action, guys, before our next system is going to show its face, and that's going to be into the weekend, early next week. I talk about this all the time. What happens in the east coast of the U.S. often has its genesis back in the Pacific. We're looking at two pieces of energy here, and it's a huge challenge for computer models to determine determine how this energy moves across the continent here and how these systems actually phase or can come together. And right now we watch these pieces of energy moving through that Saturday and Sunday time frame. One system is going to move up the coast here. It's going to develop a low pressure system. And here's where the computer models have an issue. That system on one of our models is actually going to move from the Central Plains right up the East Coast here. And as it does so, it's going to bring the threat of wintry precipitation back into New England as we get into the beginning of the week. So we'll have to watch this very carefully. We're still a number of days out, but it's going to be a flip-flop from bad weather to good weather and possibly back to bad weather again in New England. We'll send it back over to you.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. Well, California getting this much-needed rain, but there are concerns about what it all means for mudslides in the region.
Okay, so joining us this morning from the United States Geological Survey is landslide hazard coordinator Jonathan Gott. Jonathan, thank you for being with us this morning. You know, maybe for people that are living on a mountainside or are new to the area or traveling to the area where they're seeing a lot of rain, how do they know if they need to be concerned or not? Is there something you can look at?
So that's a really challenging question. Basically, what we're seeing in California right now are some debris flows and landslides from the areas that were recently burned by wildfires. So if you're located near those areas, then you might want to pay attention when heavy rain is falling.
Well, Jonathan, you just said landslide. What's the difference between a landslide and a mudslide?
So mudslide's used sort of as a common term or a colloquial term for a geologist. Any sort of earth that moves down slope is a landslide. But how it gets used in common usage is a mudslide is a debris flow, one of these fast-moving slurries like wet concrete, and landslide tends to be something deeper seated and slower moving.
Like a huge chunk of land that actually gives way. What are some of the signs that a mudslide is going to occur?
For the mudslides that are occurring in California and the burned areas, they're going to occur when it's raining really heavily, and the National Weather Service has a system that we help develop to issue warnings as part of their flash flood products for those kinds of things.
Oh, that's good.
And Jonathan, are there mistakes that people make when dealing with these mudslides?
Yeah, I mean, not getting out of the way when evacuation orders are issued is an obvious one. But the local emergency management folks in Southern California do a pretty good job at making sure people are aware.
So get out of harm's way. That's good advice. Jonathan Gott, thank you so much. We appreciate that from USGS. Thanks so much.
Well, we go from the mud to the snow, and some people say the snow is like cement, just like the mud can be as well. And we have a wintry mess that is from the same system that's causing the mudslides is causing that snow into the Sierra.
That's right. What about the wintry mess in the east? We'll have the details.
We got this one. We got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. How'd I get so big? Where am I? You were Mom's belly. How'd I get there? Wizards. Can you make it go faster? No, I already tried. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
Nexium 24 Hour. It's the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
The little things that you do for me.
The little things we do can make a big difference. Every time you use Dawn, you're using a brand that supports wildlife rescue efforts. Experts trust Dawn because it's tough on grease, yet gentle.
You by my side makes the little things so good.
Be a part of the bigger picture.
And your kindness makes the little things that you do for me.
Go to Facebook.com, Dawn Saves Wildlife.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Buy a combo kit and get up to $150 toward any cordless power tool, radio, or battery.
America loves Italy. The signs are everywhere. And now get some of the best deals of the year during the Fiat Grand Finale.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
You do a lot to keep your family safe at home. So make sure they're safer on the road. See farther, wider, better. Upgrade to Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
This Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9, premiering this Sunday on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, the last of the wintry mess this week finally moving out. Some places, though, still seeing some snowflakes. How does it affect the morning commute? We'll let you know.
Also, another day of rain in California. And while it's a welcome sight for the state that's in a terrible drought, so much rain in such a small amount of time is creating dangers for residents. We're going to let you know the science behind a mudslide. We have a little extra something you might not have thought of to tell you about.
And it's never too early to get a jump start on your Christmas shopping. A look at the hottest gifts for your gardener in your life right here, right now on the #1 morning weather show, Wake Up with Al.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Halfway through the power hour of Wake Up with Al. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
We are live in New York. I'm Stephanie Abrams alongside Al Roker. And it seems that we have like bookend storms happening right now across the country.
And there's going to be stuff in between, so you want to stay tuned. Here are the top 3 weather stories you need to know as you head out the door. First of all, this wintry mess in the east will be exiting finally. That's the good news. So from West New York into upstate and on into New England, you've got some icy conditions, but those are going to move out relatively quickly. Good news, if you've been awfully chilly, you're going to start to feel a thaw. Jet stream will start to move to the north. Look at these temperatures today. 69 in Atlanta, New Orleans 75, 62 in Dallas, Washington, D.C. 60 degrees. And we're finally getting a little bit of help from the drought out west. A wide-ranging storm from Southern California, where Los Angeles, Palm Springs, San Diego, mid to upper 60s and rain, all the way up to Northern California, San Francisco, Monterey, Sacramento, even the Donner Pass, all looking at wet weather. But of course, Steph, that also is going to lead to some flooding and mudslides as well.
It is, and we're going to talk about what happens when a fire burns and actually the chemical that's left behind that actually makes it very slippery and causes these mudslides. We want to take you into Portland, Maine this morning, where you're seeing rain and potentially some freezing rain before 11 o'clock this morning. 27 degrees right now, cold enough for snow. And I know a lot of you getting fired up with all the ski resorts here in the Northeast with the snow that's coming down. Enjoy that because it's going to be ending. Let's show you what's happening here. So we have this low pressure at the surface. Remember, I always say the atmosphere is like a hamburger. So this is the bottom bun, and it's a very weak low pressure, not a lot of oomph. But we do have this dip in the jet stream with a lot more oomph, and this is around, say, the lettuce layer of your hamburger. So that's what's helping enhance some of these rain showers. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a whole lot of anything because look at what it is now. And if we had a stronger low pressure, then we would see more moisture and more action here. Snow into Maine, Caribou, Portland. This is that rain snow line, the 32-degree line. It is dipping down towards Portland, but it's a little bit icy because unless you have a cold layer deep throughout your entire hamburger, the entire atmosphere, that's when you run into freezing rain and sleet and that type of thing. But this is all going to be exiting out of the picture here as we head throughout the day today. I was trying to think stage left, stage right, but my brain just couldn't process it this early in the morning. I'm like, wait a second, which way are we looking here?
All right, well, there's some great theaters in Chicago, I'll tell you that. Right now, 29 degrees, thanks to our friends at WMAQ for this picture. Temperatures throughout the Midwest still a little on the chilly side, 13 in Minneapolis, St. Louis 33. Hello, Cleveland, you're at 34 degrees. As we move those temperatures ahead in the timeline by the high today, you're looking at 20 degrees in Minneapolis. That's still 11 degrees below average. Chicago 35, Cleveland 38. But the good news is the bulk of the cold air stays up to the north. Jet stream will start to push north, and that will allow warmer air to make its way in. And the good news is by the end of the week, we're going to be looking at temperatures that are very close to normal. Des Moines actually a degree above Chicago, 37. We're looking at St. Louis, 42 degrees. In fact, your average high 47, which you will hit on Friday. So that is good news.
Right on the nose.
There you go. Well, good news for also our friends here in the Northeast. Temperatures warming up.
We are going to see that southwesterly flow today, so our temperatures will be on the warm side, but on the backside of the system, it does get a little cold. But we've been seeing the milder air, which is remember all that snow that I was in Buffalo, 7 feet, 2 weeks ago? It's gone in some spots.
Well, Reagan Medji has seen it all over there in Western New York. She saw the snow, she saw the flooding, and now the disappearing snow.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what else I see? What I didn't see last week. Gravel. We're on the bank along a river here, and it's gravel. And we talked about all that snow about a week ago. This is how much the snow was. Right here. Right here. Gone. And we're going to show you some video because I can only talk about it. It's better if you actually see it. So you're going to see all the video that we shot throughout that week, about 7 feet of snow blanketing the area. Look at this. I mean, it's a winter wonderland. But there's a warming trend going on in the country right now. You know, you're looking at video now of what this crazy snowstorm did. And then 4 days later, it went 65 degrees. Mostly everything melted, and there was some flooding. And then got cold again. And then on Black Friday, the shopping was great. It was 60 degrees. That was good. But now I do want to make mention that transportation officials in New York are going to be holding hearings, response hearings about that Buffalo snowstorm. It actually shut down about 123 miles of the thruway in New York, the main vein up here. About 150 vehicles were left stranded. So the hearings yet to be determined when they are going to be held, but that should be announced in the next coming weeks. Basically talking about what could they do better if this were to happen again. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Reagan. Well, let's head now out west. Powerful storm in California, breaking rain records. State locked in a historic drought, so they need all this rain.
Yes, just not all at once. NBC's Jacob Rascon is live in Glendora, California with the latest. And Jacob, you know, are they actually really trying to stop the water by using these metal cement barricades behind you? Are they able to really direct it?
Yeah, they take this very seriously. You see the concrete barriers behind me. They take days to prepare for this. Here's the problem. On Sunday, they got a wave of rain, and then yesterday they got another big wave of rain, and then they're expecting yet another wave of rain today. And so all of that water in that short amount of time in an area where they just had a big wildfire, That's the concern, that mud, as you've been talking, we've been hearing the experts, could slide down. What we saw yesterday was up and down the state. We had power outages, we had flight delays, we had some mud flows in the foothills and in the mountains, not here near this Colby fire burn area, but up in the foothills and mountains. We broke records all over Los Angeles and Southern California. Daily rainfall totals a half-century old. We broke those records. And this is a storm system. 2 days. Today we'll see what happens. That's the big threat.
All right, Jacob. Thank you so much. Jacob will have a full report coming up on the Today Show at 7. Thanks so much, Jacob.
But first, let's talk about the warm-up into the southeast and also in the plains. Keith, how's that?
You know, this is awkward, guys, because Jacob is like a better-looking version of me. So then we go from him to me. I feel very awkward about it. Let's talk about what's going to be in the southeast today. 50 in Atlanta. We've been in the upper 60s, low 70s. That's where we're going to be again today. Front's going to go through, but you're not really going to notice any difference. It's just a slight air mass change, a wind shift, but temperatures stay pretty warm. Let's take a look at a place like Jacksonville. South of the front, temperatures into the mid-70s today, mixture of sun and clouds. Meanwhile, Texas, a few showers maybe up into Arkansas, but the front there trailing through Louisiana, so we'll clear out later on in the afternoon. Might be kind of a cloudy start in a place like Dallas. I think a little bit of sun by the afternoon. Al, Steph?
Yeah, Keith, we all decided that your comment about Jacob was actually more awkward
than you
thinking that it was awkward. But
throwing that out.
It did get weird.
Yeah, and it's getting weird now. Okay, let's move on. We came across this great YouTube video, actually you did, of a guy skipping rocks across a frozen lake in Alaska. This sound is amazing.
It sounds like birds chirping. It got us thinking, is it real or not? So our own Jeff Masters decided to give it a go on the fresh ice covering Dunham Lake in Michigan. Have a look and a listen.
Let's see what this rock does to the fresh ice forming on the lake.
I think it's so neat. I put it on my Twitter and Facebook. I'm like, is this real?
Yeah,
yes.
it is. It's caused by the different speeds of sound across air, water, and ice. Sound waves traveling through the ice reach our ears faster than they do through the air.
Yeah, different materials obviously cause different sounds, and it's all vibration. And that's what it is when the rock hits it, it's the vibration, and pretty interesting stuff.
So cool. Hey, great gardening gifts coming up after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
By the end of the day, my dogs were barking. They used to get really tired. Until I started gelling.
It's this awesome gel, only in Dr. Scholl's Massaging Gel Insoles.
It's like walking on a wave.
I love my Dr. Scholl's Massaging Gel Insoles. When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
They've got 2 layers for support and cushioning. It's dual wave technology. I'm walking on it all day. Of course I feel energized. I'm a believer.
I'm a believer.
Dr. Scholl's Massaging Gel Insoles.
I'm a believer.
At Intel, they have technology you can control with gestures. Like now, she's flying a spaceship to Mars.
We're flying a plane to Detroit.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
Dear Sadie, thanks for teaching us to be as patient as you.
This holiday season, give thanks to the pets who inspire you. For 4 days only at PetSmart, save up to 30% on thousands of items. PetSmart.
Discover card. Hey, so I'm looking at my bill and my FICO credit score is on here.
We give you your FICO score each month for free.
Awesome sauce.
Wow.
The only person I know that says that is Lisa. Julie?
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
It's just not the holidays until the lights come on. So stop by your neighborhood Ace for select lights on sale for $5.99 and $17.99. Make Ace your holiday connection.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Where we go is who we are. And fuels from Exxon and Mobil help your engine run smoother, cleaner, and with better fuel economy. We are energy, and energy lives here.
When heartburn comes creeping up on you, fight back with Relief So Smooth. It's fast. Tums Smoothie starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds. Go bold with flavors that kick.
Ah, the bold new Camry. You can get a great deal during Toyotathon.
I love the new look.
And it's a blast to drive.
Oh, so you've driven it?
Yeah, I've taken it for a spin.
Toyotathon is on. Get low 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the bold new 2015 Camry. Offer ends January 5th. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan.
I know a great place for a drive.
Toyota, let's go places.
Sweet mother of softness, Charmin.
Take a closer look at Charmin Ultra Soft and you'll love what you see. Not only can you use less, but you can actually see the softness in our comfort cushions.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin Ultra Soft?
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
Time to go to San Diego, where yesterday they only got 0.02 of an inch of rain. Not very much. You got to zoom in close to see that.
That's right. But they've got a flash flood watch in effect till 10 a.m. Pacific time. Coastal flood advisories in effect until 10 tomorrow morning.
Remember, a watch means conditions are favorable for development. A warning means it's imminent or it's occurring. So how much rain do we need in 1 month to end the drought? Majority of the state needs 6 to 9 inches. I had this up on Twitter and Facebook if you want to share it. Some areas need up to a foot. That's not going to happen.
That's right. You can see we've got this wet weather now coming in. It's a little more scattered, but enough to keep the roads wet, and unfortunately those folks don't drive that well.
Yeah, no, dusting off the umbrellas and all that sort of stuff.
It's gonna be rough. Well, holiday shopping season in full swing this morning. We got a few ideas for the people on your list with green thumbs.
Yes, Chris and Peyton Lampton from HGTV are back with holiday gift guide for the gardeners in your life. And Peyton, we're going to start off with the ladies first. What do we have here?
So I love to throw a party and entertain. And instead of having that big, bulky blue or red cooler, get one of these nice ones from World Market.
Oh, this is a cooler?
Yes. So pop it open and you can see it's got the plastic lining on the inside, so you can put your ice, your cold drinks, and then it doubles as seating. So if you need another spot to seat on the patio.
And by the way, these could work for guys and gals.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Thank you. Not just for girls anymore. Right?
Not gender
Us guys,
specific.
we like to drink outside,
Sure.
too.
And guys like a nice, comfortable seat when we're gardening.
So from Lowe's, you have this great garden set. So you have all the tools up front that the avid gardener or a new gardener may need. 5 basic hand tools, your seat, and then there's also a zip pouch in the middle so you can put your gloves, anything else, and just fold it up, put it inside. It doesn't take up too much space.
All right.
Yeah. And then this is going to be a copper rain chain. Chris will hold it up for me.
What's a rain chain?
So the rain chain is something that originated in Japan, but it's slowly becoming more popular in the United States. You hang this from your downspout, and it's going to be a nice effect, waterfall sound. So it sounds nice, it looks nice, better than a bulky
I've even hung them on the back of pergolas. It's a nice little decorative feature
On the
back
back
there.
of a what?
A pergola.
You know, the wooden structure outside.
Like a gazebo?
On a patio.
Yeah,
Sort of.
rectangular.
Yeah. All right.
Now, if you're outside, you need comfortable shoes. I love these. I wear these all the time.
These are
Standard
serious.
boots. They're USA.
These are legit.
They're leather. Yeah, these things are great. They're my size too, so I'm keeping these things. don't get used to it.
What size are these?
13.
Roker's like, not if I have anything to say about it.
All right, lumberjack
Next
time.
up, that's why I wore plaid out.
All right.
All right, this is Fiskars. This is my new axe. This thing is great. It's nice and long. Great for chopping wood. Chopping wood's fun.
Yeah. It's good.
Good stress reliever.
Cardio.
Right. Yeah. Plus, it warms you twice. You chop the wood, you get heated up. Burn the wood. Heat it up again.
Okay, a little bit of a splurge. The big green egg, which has changed my life.
Yes.
I know you love the green egg, Al. So we have multiple here today. So this one is great whether you're tailgating, picnicking, whatever.
People don't realize. See, it's all ceramic inside, so it's like almost like a 10-door
Yeah, what
oven.
makes it so great?
That's what makes it. It's radiant heat, but it's moist heat. It's fantastic.
You can cook.
Take it away.
I know.
I love this.
Yeah. And then a larger size if you have this one for home. So bring this home. You can cook in it. You can smoke in it. You can do whatever you want.
Pizzas.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
It's got the pizza insert too.
That's a good idea, too.
Man, I love that big Rita. All right, again, it's a little bit of a splurge. This is not cheap.
Why? How much are these relative to like a normal grill?
So these go anywhere from a couple $100s to a few $1,000s. You can get all kinds of attachments and accessories.
Lots of fun accessories on the market now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's why I love it.
It's all about the accessories.
Thanks so much. That's all about the base too. For more tips, go to HGTV and check out their website and their show, Going Yard.
All right, so there's no trouble when it comes to Meghan Trainor, but we got Keith Carson.
That's right.
Had to slip that Meghan Trainor joke in there. All right, let's talk about the 7-day forecast. Yeah, it's rainy out west. Middle part of the country quiet and some wintry precipitation in through northern New England. They're one of the only areas seeing the winter precipitation, though, so that's the good news. So we head into tomorrow, a little shower activity here in through the Tennessee Valley that blossoms into a larger storm system as we head into Friday. That's going to be mainly rain, though. All this green showing you nothing but rain in through the Ohio Valley. And on Saturday, that moves into the northeast. So if you're living in a place like Boston, New York, D.C., Atlanta, rainy on your Saturday nights in the middle part of the country. We should get this system, though, cleared out for Sunday. Only exception will be some showers down in through Texas. Al, Steph?
Keith, thanks so much. Well, one of the last areas of the country is still with snow on the move.
Yes, we have a storm system that is blasting through the Sierra Nevada in the west. Up next, we're going to show you how long the snow will last, how much we've seen, how much more we're going to get. It's all coming up after your look on the 8s.
That's right. As you watch Wake Up with Al, the #1 morning show on the Weather Channel.
Moses, have you come to negotiate? I don't think so. Remember this for eternity.
Exodus, rated PG-13.
Attention corn farmers. Corn prices have plummeted and sales are down as a result of China's ban on U.S. corn and corn products. Syngenta introduced a GMO corn strain that may have contaminated the U.S. corn supply and hurt you or your business. If you've suffered economic impact as the price of U.S. corn has decreased, you may be able to recover your losses. Call Sokolov Law at 1-800-839-4141 for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 1-800-839-4141. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and a few clouds. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is.
We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at Angie'sList.com. No more calling around. No more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit Angie'sList.com today.
Hi, I'm new Ensure Active Clear Protein drink.
Clear, huh?
I'm not juice or fancy water. I've got 8 grams of protein.
New Ensure Active Clear Protein. 8 grams protein, 0 fat. Ensure. Take life in.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid.
This Wednesday, BBC America's suspenseful 6-part series, The Game, comes to its shocking conclusion.
We have a mole, not just in MI5, but in this group.
Clearly, we can't trust him.
But we can use him. It's a trap. Run. This is an opportunity to fight for something greater than us.
Catch up on the entire series with Xfinity On Demand, and don't miss the finale of The Game, this Wednesday at 10 on BBC America.
Hi, I'm Bobby Dean, and this is Holiday Baking Championship. Of 6 episodes, 8 bakers will create the most mouth-watering confections of the season. The best holiday baker will rise.
Holiday Baking Championship, all new, Sunday night at 9.
Nine 428-1000. Dinovite.com, DINOVITE.com.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Just about 53 past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Tomorrow on the program, the Orion rocket launching from the Kennedy Space Center. We're going to look at what it means for the future of space travel. And if you're decorating your house for the holidays, what those indoor decorations could actually mean for your allergies. I never even thought about that. We're going to take a closer look. Right now, though, the Sierra is getting some much-needed snow. Tom Nizzle breaks it all down, what it means for the regions that's so desperate for a snowpack. Tom.
Absolutely, Al, and that's kind of the savings bank. Putting snow and building that snowpack in the Sierra is going to provide all of that water for irrigation and for drinking water as we get into the spring and the summer. So let's look what we have right now. Major precipitation event for California, and you can see in the blue here, that's where the snow is right now. Now, the Sierra actually get bigger in height as you go further south, and right here, these are the higher peaks of the Sierra right now going through Yosemite and those areas where the snow is occurring. That is all being brought to you by way of this huge curl in the atmosphere, this upper level low pressure system that is tapping moisture coming off the tropics here actually. And this is a total atmospheric moisture plume over the last 2 days, and it shows how that got tapped by the system and worked its way into California here. That's what's produced all the precipitation across the area. Currently, temperatures here are in the Sierra running in the upper 30s and into the low 40s in some areas. Right here through I-80 at about 7,200 feet elevation. I've been looking at the webcams here. Just wet highways going through Donner Pass right now, and that's because the snow levels are closer to about 7,500 to 8,000 feet. Again, Donner Pass at 7,200 feet. Over the next several hours here, much of the rain is going to be moving into the northern portion of the Sierra. Along the southern portion here, the central and southern portion, a little bit of snow left there, but the bulk of that has already come down in that area. So we'll see a little bit more precipitation in the area, and that's going to equate to another 5 to 8 inches of snow, mainly south of Truckee in that I-80 corridor. And if we take a look at the snowfall for a place like Lake Tahoe, well, we're beginning to get into that time of the year, guys. They typically pick up about 16 inches of snow, and you can see now as we get into the wintertime how that snow should ramp up across the area. Last year, we didn't see any of this. This year, we're hoping that that pattern maintains itself to bring precipitation across the state. They really need it. I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Tom, thank you. We want to show you what's happening here region by region, hour by hour. We're going to start you here in the southeast, anywhere from Orlando to Memphis, Raleigh. The temperatures are quite different. Florida, we're representing with our temperatures right around 80 degrees. New Orleans, not as hot, and then it gets cooler as you go northbound, which seems kind of duh, but sometimes it doesn't always work like that, but majority of the time it does. This system is taking its final bow. It's going to tap out and make its way out of the area. Again, it's a pretty weak low pressure system, but it does have some upper level support, so we are still seeing weather. Here's the tree lighting. Tonight starts at 7 o'clock. Al Roker is going to be there, and he said Leanne Rimes is going to be singing at it. They're going to light it up, and you can follow the 30 Rock Tree on Twitter. Pretty hilarious stuff there. We will see really nice weather for that. Temperatures in the 40s. Otherwise, we're going to warm up. Are you sick of the cold already in the Midwest? Warmer air is on the way, all thanks to the jet stream going northbound, and we don't have to worry about any precipitation. The same is happening in the southern plains, too. We're getting our warm-up on as well. Ow.
Steph, thank you. Well, let's find out what's happening this morning on AMHQ. Sam Champion in Atlanta. I know you guys got to be covering what's going on West. We talked with Anaritis Rodriguez about that tragedy in Knoxville as well.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's going to be a story as soon as they get in to look at it today. Al, we'll actually see if weather played a role, but, you know, anytime you see 2 school buses like that, I mean, there's going to be a lot of investigating going on today. And, of course, every parent is now wondering, is my kid safe when they get on the school bus this morning, just when you see images like that. And then let's move west, because as daylight comes up on the West Coast, our Dave Malkoff, of course, is going to be there, getting 1.2 inches, a record from 1961. That record was standing with that rainfall in the area. So, of course, there's mud and debris flow in those burn areas today, and people are back in their homes, but there's a big situation with more rain coming in today. I mean, were they back a little too early? We're going to talk about what's going on out west, of course. And Thursday, Al, we make a big leap toward Mars. Are you ready? Because we're also live at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida for the Orion rocket launch. Maria LaRosa is there. She's channeling that inner astronaut she has. The Orion is NASA's newest space capsule, about a 2-hour window for its launch. That'll happen tomorrow on Thursday. And of course, we're going to be looking at the weather forecast, and we'll figure out what happens there. You remember all the last launch pictures that we saw, Al, Steph. So we're hoping this one goes a bit more smoothly than that.
You know, I should let Maria borrow my spacesuit, you know, since I'm a 2-time space camper.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'll send you the video, Sam. You'll never be the same.
No, it'll scar you.
We'll check you out coming up in a minute or so. And that does it for us here on Wake Up With Al.
We're going to be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. for your latest weather updates.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and a few clouds. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
That's your local weather on the 8th. How about if our amazing Wednesday starts right here on AMHQ? Several big stories we're following this morning. There's another day of possible mud and debris slides in California. 8 states with dense fog advisories out to slow down your morning travel. Tuesday, slippery roads from Indianapolis to Virginia to Tennessee, all making the news this morning. And take a look at where we're live. Azusa, California, Knoxville, Tennessee with Anaritis Rodriguez, West Seneca, New York this morning as well to talk about the big meltdown of all the snow. And Maria is live ahead of the launch. We take steps toward Mars on Thursday. Let's get the big picture going this morning, though, and show you what it's like this morning when you step out the door. Right here in the middle of the country, this is a big story as warmer air starts to finally make a push. We're clearing out parts of the east today, and of course, we've got another rain-making day in California, and you can see all that moisture on the floor map this morning, and all of that is translating to more rain in California. We've got the southern areas of California getting a little bit of lighter rain today, so up to an inch of rain as you get a little break in this moisture. The low's actually traveling north along the coastline today, so heavier rain moves north. Another rain rainy start in San Francisco. Then you get up to 3 to 5 inches in some of the higher elevations there in Northern California. That means it's likely we'll see more mud, debris slides in some of these areas today, so there'll be more headline-making news there. The warm-up, this is great. I know we'll start out with a little chilly, particularly in North Texas, Oklahoma this morning, into Kansas. The morning numbers are in the 30s and the 40s, but the daytime numbers with the heating, look at this. San Antonio going into the 60s today, also near 68 in Houston, while tomorrow we're 70 degrees in Houston, San Antonio 68, Dallas at 65, Oklahoma City at about 57 degrees. So this warm air, or a little pocket of it to get back into the country, is a very nice break from the colder temperatures. Then watch that little bubble of gorgeous skies push the mess out of the East Coast. Now, East Coast, don't get too excited because you've got today, half the day tomorrow. By the time we get into Friday, there's another rainmaker heading your way. But we'll start the clearing trend today, so it's a much better day from Washington to New York to Boston, all the way into Bangor this morning. So we're tracking some wet weather moving through a good part of the northern part of the country. It's a foggy, rainy start to your day in New York City. Cleveland, you're sitting at a cool 36 degrees, a cloudy start to your Wednesday. And take a look at Wilmington this morning. Completely fogged in. As we said, 8 states this morning. Wilmington on the far right-hand side. 8 states have these dense fog advisories. And New York City looks foggy and misty this morning as well. So it's likely we've got some travel issues to slow you down. Drought-stricken California now drenched by a strong Pacific storm, bringing heavy rains. That thick mudslide just roaring down the side of the hill, evacuating their homes. This is what happened yesterday and overnight. Record rains in Southern California, up to 3 inches in less than 24 hours. This just 75 miles outside of L.A. Forest Falls hit hard, rapidly rising water rushing through low-lying areas as crews warned residents to get out of the way. Downtown Los Angeles getting 1.2 inches of rain, breaking a record from 1961. LAX also record rainfall, totaling 1.12 inches. Just around an inch of rain also setting daily records in Oxnard and the mountain town of Sandburg. In Camarillo Springs, gushing water and muddy debris pouring down the hillsides, encasing this residential area in thick mud. Downloaders had to scrape it away, 75 homes evacuated. High elevations in the Sierra Nevada getting pounded. Up to 3 feet of snow coating the slopes and roads, making traffic difficult, and more is on the way. So imagine waiting for substantial rain for 3 years, and when you finally get it, it causes big troubles like that. More rain is expected today, up to 6 inches, raising fears for more of the mud debris slide. This morning, families who live below the hillside that we just showed you, also prone, well, they're on pins and needles. They have a huge burn scar nearby in Colby Fire in January. That's where our Dave Malkoff joins us this morning. It's Azusa, California. Hey, Dave, this is the second time this year that those neighborhoods are being threatened by those flooding and mudslide from all that heavy rainfall. How are they today, this morning, from last night's issues?
Well, they've put out the sandbags, as you can see here. They've got a brand new fence behind us. Quick reminder of how debris flows actually work here in places like Southern California. First, you have a fire. They had the Colby Fire here. Then that gets all the vegetation ripped out, so there's only mud on the hillside. So then the rain comes up to a year later or a couple of years later, and then the debris can flow down here. Now, if you take a wider look, you can see exactly what could happen. That fence is brand new because in January we had the Colby Fire. In February, at the end of February, they had a mudslide come down here and take out the fence right here at this gentleman's house, and it took out a lot of damage inside the house. So they had to get brand new carpets. So you can see they have these sandbags out here. They have moved to voluntary evacuation up in Ventura County. There is also some planning going on for possible mudslides down in Orange County, and here in Los Angeles County, we're looking to this hillside and being very nervous about it, hoping that it doesn't come down, and so they have a repeat right here in this house of what they just went through, Sam.
Dave, moment by moment today, there's more rain coming in that area, and certainly the heavier rain in Northern California. You'll remember yesterday morning we were covering the slippery roads anywhere from Indianapolis all the way to the East Coast. So now let's get to the deadly bus accident in Tennessee. Federal investigators in Knoxville would begin investigating a collision between 2 school buses that left 3 people dead, 2 of them children. Our Anaritas Rodriguez joins us live from Knoxville this morning. And Anaritas, I know you're in front of one of the elementary schools involved. So even as we try to figure out, was weather playing a factor? How's the community dealing this morning with that tragedy of yesterday?
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Sam. I am outside Sunnyview Elementary School here in East Knoxville, Tennessee. Thousands of parents across the state are getting ready to send their kids to school. And if you can look behind me, this elementary school, what would once be an ordinary day with a parking lot full of cars, possibly school buses around the front. The parking lot is bare at the moment. Classes are canceled here and also at Chilhowie Intermediate School, just about 3 miles up the road after, as you mentioned, a fatal bus crash. Authorities are trying to figure out how a school bus driver driving east on Asheville Highway just after 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon lost control of the bus, crossing over a concrete median and crashing into another school bus traveling in the opposite direction. A school bus that belonged to this elementary school. The flag here is at half staff. You can't see much of it because the sun is not up yet, and there are stuffed teddy bears left at the entrance by people as a show of sympathy for the families who are mourning just an unspeakable loss just days after Thanksgiving. What we do know is that it rained here in Knoxville, Tennessee yesterday. If we're showing video of or a radar loop of the rain at the time of the accident at the airport, it was recorded just under half an inch of rain. So temperatures were in the mid-50s. They weren't dealing with icy conditions like they were in Indianapolis, but they possibly were dealing with slippery and slick roadways, Sam, at the time of the accident. Some of the images we saw there was ponding there, but right now 3 people were killed in that crash, 2 of them children. Counselors will be made available here later on this morning.
All right, Enriquez Rodriguez, we know those road surfaces were at least wet. We'll see what the investigators say today, and our thoughts and prayers are with every one of those families in the Knoxville area. Now let's check out what's going on. Maria's live in Florida this morning, by the way, for the Orion launch that's tomorrow. So guess who we have in the studio this morning? Meteorologist Kate Parker is joining us as a co-host this morning. So we're going to track all that weather in the Northeast. Good morning, Kate. It's nice to have you.
Good morning, Sam. Okay, yes, we are talking about the ice on into the Northeast. Obviously, some dangerous stuff. You can see the picture behind me. This is from Pennsylvania, actually at Penn State, or at right there in State College. Obviously, some ice coating the leaves. You can see the little droplets here. We did have some freezing precipitation there, and we still have some coming down across the Northeast right now. Let's take a look at what's going on in D.C. You've got this cold rain, 43 degrees. You were socked in it all day yesterday. Not a nice day. And then look what's happening in Maine as you head up to down East Maine. That's where you still have rain falling, but if you go a little bit farther to the west, you actually have a mixture of some of that snow and even a little freezing precip there in the form of some freezing rain and a little sleet. Let's break out what happens today, because you are going to see this clear out. So if you're saying, hey, I've had enough of this, where's my blue sky? We have good news on the horizon. You're going to see State College clear on out. Gets pretty breezy in Buffalo. You'll see a couple snowflakes there, but in New York, 44 degrees later on tonight, Sam.
All right, it's going to feel good to get clear skies and a warm up. And could that warm air have removed record feet of snow? We'll go to Reagan Medji live.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and a few clouds. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
After the hour. Glad you're checking in with us this morning on AMHQ. It was just 2 weeks ago that Western New York, remember these pictures, buried under 7 feet of snow. And since then, there's been a lot of fallout surrounding the response efforts that were and how all of that was handled and scooped away and cleared away. Our Reagan Medji has been live in West Seneca at every step of the way, from the snow to the flooding. And now, Reagan, when you stand there this morning, is it possible that the warm air has made that just a memory of snow around you? I can't even believe that you could get rid of that much snow that fast.
Yeah, exactly, Sam. So, you do remember about a week ago we were out here in full force, as the Weather Channel would be, and we had 7 feet of snow we were covering. We had us all over. Now, that 7 feet of snow, you see, is not behind me. What is behind me is just, you see, a tree finally, and then a lot of gravel. We were here along the bank of near Buffalo Creek. Now, the creek is right next to homes. The issue here was that all that snow quickly melted about 4 days later. Then it got cold again, and then it got warm. So there's this warming trend going on. Well, throughout all that, we're going to show you pictures of what the snow looked like about a week ago. And you're going to see the snow covering everywhere in the state, especially the thruway. That is the main vein that runs, it's Interstate 90 that connects Rochester through Buffalo, through Ohio and Pennsylvania. So at that point, about 150 vehicles were stranded. About 123 miles of that thruway were shut down. They just couldn't get motorists on, off, or anything. So at that point, the assemblyman in the area, his name is Sean Ryan, he decided, he announced just yesterday that he wants to get the Department of Transportation and the Thruway Authority together on a hearing, basically to discuss what can be done in the event another snowstorm like that happens. I do want to show you that video again because that is important for me to point out. So all of that snow, what happened was the cars couldn't get on or off. People were stranded, unfortunately. So what the assembly wants to do is he wants to get these officials together and everybody throughout the state and say, hey, listen, what can we do to prevent people from getting stranded and maybe a faster response if this were to happen again. I mean, look at that. You see these vehicles, they were slow moving, some stopped. The thruway was under about 7 feet of snow at one point, so there was no going anywhere. So we don't know when these hearings are going to happen, but they will be happening here in Buffalo to talk about what can be done next time for a quicker response and to prevent motorists from being stranded again. Sam, back to you.
After an event like this, Reagan, it's always good for folks to get together and kind of make sure, do we have the right plan? Did we do everything right? Can we do it better next time? Reagan Medger reporting from West Seneca this morning in New York as all of that snow is gone. Kate Parker, I can't even believe when you saw those images of how much snow taller than Reagan and now for it to be gone in a week.
Well, one of my favorite things that she did in her live shots is she was jumping on top of the snow. She was saying, I'm 125 pounds and this is not moving.
Exactly.
That shows you how heavy that snow is. The good news is you have a much improved forecast in Buffalo. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about the thaw that's happening. As we get into December, this is your good news for the day. So currently in Buffalo, you're going to see a little rain this morning, little wind. Your high today topping out in the 40s, though. You'll notice maybe 1 or 2 flakes as you're heading out later on this afternoon, picking up the kids from school. But don't worry, it is nothing like what you saw recently. We're not talking about any major lake effect events. In fact, take a look what's going on with our jet stream. So this is our culprit of holding some of this warmer air to the south. Now, if you're in the northern tier, you are going to be stuck in slightly cooler temperatures than you're seeing down south. But man, you are getting a break from these chilly Arctic air masses that have been sitting on top of us. Now you're going to see highs above average this weekend, a little closer to average, like I said, up near the Great Lakes. You'll notice your temperatures, though, going to be above freezing in Chicago. So there's the good news. 35 degrees. Indianapolis, 41 degrees. It's still chilly, Sam, but at least it's not below freezing.
Kate Parker with the good news of a December warm-up.
Oh, yeah, we like that.
I do like it. Thank you very much, Kate. Something's missing in our morning, and it's Maria LaRosa, by the way, but she has one big love, and it's space, and so you know exactly where she is. She's at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where NASA is getting ready for tomorrow's first test flight of the Orion spacecraft. This is the first step in taking us into Mars, and certainly deeper than we've ever been before. Maria, good morning. I can tell by the big smile on your face, you are so happy to be there this morning.
It's so exciting, Sam. I mean, it's palpable. You can feel the excitement here, even though it's quiet because it's before the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex has opened for the day. You hear the music. It's not my own soundtrack, but it's all part of getting everybody pumped for what is going to be a historic day. I'm here in front of the Rocket Garden here at the Visitor Complex, where you're getting a look at the past, the amazing past in the history of NASA, but all eyes on the future, and in our case, the short-term future, that launch that's taking place for tomorrow. Let me take you step by step at what's going to be happening because it is going to be quick. It is a baby step. It is a 4.5-hour mission. 2 hours in, the capsule would already taken an orbit around the Earth, and then it gets an extra boost, and that's when we get it into deep space. The first time since 1972 that NASA has sent an astronaut capsule into deep space. So it is really, really historic. On its way back at about 4 hours into the mission, it'll start its re-entry. It'll separate from its upper stage, and that's when we see the capsule first make contact again with the atmosphere. And at 4 hours and 20 minutes in, you get the parachute deployment sequence started. And just about a few minutes after that, the parachutes will deploy, slowing it down from a crazy 20,000 miles per hour to splash down in the Pacific. So again, it is a quick mission, but it all starts with the weather, Sam, right? So we're keeping a close eye, because if the weather's a no-go, the mission's a no-go. Tomorrow, look at the forecast. It looks good. The folks here are very confident that the weather will cooperate. One concern, if there's any, is the low cloudiness. So we will continue live here from Kennedy Space Center Complex in Florida. But first, your local weather on the 8s.
When I crave a smoke, that's all I crave. That's where this comes in.
Only Nicorette gum has patented dual-coated technology for great taste. Plus, Nicorette gum gives you intense craving relief.
And that helps put my craving in its place. That's why I only choose Nicorette.
Find it. Go out there and find that place. Because only you know where you're going. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is life. Yeah. And it begins when you find your fit.
Lips are your thinnest skin. They need special attention day and night. New Chapstick Dual-Ended Hydration Lock provides 24-hour care. SPF protects by day, natural oils replenish by night. Chapstick, put your lips first.
The right glasses do more than help you see. At VisionWorks, we accept any valid prescription, so you can see any eye doctor and still get our great selection and value. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you.
This Wednesday, BBC America's suspenseful 6-part series The Game comes to its shocking conclusion.
We have a mole, not just in MI5, but in this group.
Clearly, we can't trust him.
But we can use him. It's a trap. Run. This is an opportunity to fight for something greater than us.
Catch up on the entire series with Xfinity On Demand, and don't miss the finale of The Game this Wednesday at 10 on BBC America.
Alltech Roofing, the area's premier roofing company since 1984. We are a family-owned and operated business, and we specialize in roof replacement, repair, and new construction of all roof types. Alltech Roofing is proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and have received numerous awards for quality and workmanship. Join our legions of satisfied customers today by calling Alltech Roofing for a free quote on any of your roofing needs.
Now at 1-866-680-4971.
Home improvement improved with the Home Depot Project of the Week. We take you step by step through great seasonal tips and easy-to-do projects for your home and garden every Saturday morning on Weather Center Live. And for more information and inspiration for your next how-to project, go to weather.com/Home Depot.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and a few clouds. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
19 minutes past the hour on AMHQ. Good morning, Memphis. 41 degrees right now. You have had a foggy start this morning, but the good news is you're making it up to 48 degrees this afternoon. Now, if you're out looking for breakfast and you want to be the hero at your office, go to Gibson's Donuts. They are awesome. I have a friend that lives there. She loves Gibson's Donuts. Caramel glaze, double chocolate, maple bacon. Those are the donuts to go for.
I got to tell you, any of these little local donut shops that make the most amazing donuts, yes, just please, because it's Mike Seidel who brings them in here for us, but the box loads on a regular basis. All right, here's the 3 things you're going to share today with your story, with your friend. These stories. A showdown today between the maker of the Takata airbag and Congress. The airbag is subject of a worldwide recall. You remember this story, including 8 million of those in the U.S. In states with high heat and high humidity. The U.S. government says prolonged exposure to moisture can cause the airbag to explode and shoot out shrapnel. Well, the National Highway Safety Administration has demanded Takata extend that recall nationwide, and it demanded it happen by last night at midnight, but the company allowed that deadline to pass without taking any action or having a response. So today will be a big showdown in Congress. We'll see what everybody says. And if you're looking for that perfect finishing touch for your holiday ugly sweater party, and who isn't, because these are my favorite things about the holiday, and you can't bring yourself to buy one, how about renting one? The online rental site Rent the Runway now has a collection, perhaps the ugliest holiday sweaters you'll ever see, and I mean that in the kindest, nicest possible way possible. Just look at that one. Even with a teddy bear sewn right on it, to a 4-day rental will cost you about $15. They have pages and pages of them. By the way, with shipping, insurance, and tax, it'll set you back about $30. But if you win the contest, maybe it's actually worth it. And after 3 years of devastating drought, California is now getting hit with another day of rains, and probably record after yesterday. 1.2 inches in downtown LA, breaking the record from 1961. Mud to entire neighborhoods encased in that debris slide. So there's so much more to this storm. High elevation snow coming with it as well.
A lot of things going on there in the short term, and it's really both coasts that are getting nailed at this particular point, huh, Tom?
That's right. You know, we have a little bit of snow, a little bit of wintry precip in New England, that huge event out in California right now.
So we look at New England. You know, Maine is really the only game in town for at least heavy snow in the east today.
Yeah, and they still get it, what, for another full day?
Well, certainly for a good part of the day today before it goes off into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. And you know, Caribou, 28.9 inches. It's their 3rd highest November snowfall on record. So.
And already December, we're starting off with some fresh snow.
Here we go. All right, let's talk about it.
There's a look at it this morning. It is a winter wonderland again, Tom, and this is going to be the morning forecast for us. All the blue is snow.
Yeah, all snow at higher elevations here in inland. Along the coast, it's more of a wintry mix. Interesting little meteorology 101 here. 18 degrees down at the surface, but at 6,000 feet up, it's 30 degrees, Mike. It's that warm layer aloft, and that's what's producing that little wintry mix, a little bit of freezing rain.
Very interesting.
Well.
But places like Portland and Bangor, we could be looking at some slippery conditions this morning with your temperatures below freezing, a little bit of precip in the area. So just be mindful of that. Pre-treated roads should be okay, but elevated surfaces, bridges, and overpasses could be tricky.
Absolutely. Take your time, especially with those 18-degree temperatures in Caribou. That I'm a little concerned of. It's relatively cold there. Salt's going to have a little more of a difficult time to clear those roads off. But as you can see, as we go through the day here, that moves off very quickly.
Oh, and then our attention turns back to the west, because we've got another one waiting in the wings here. In fact, 2 waiting in the wings. Piece this together for us, Tom. Where do these 2 systems go that are in the Pacific to cause issues in the east?
Now, we often talk about this. What's going on in the east usually has its genesis all the way back in the Pacific. We're 5 days out with this. These 2 pieces of energy are going to move eastward, and boy, it's just a huge challenge for computer models to try to determine how these pieces of energy come together, how they interact with each other, a term we call phasing, sometimes along the east coast here, to produce the weather that occurs. And as we get into the weekend here, we're going to see this unfold.
Okay, so the European model, it's very interesting what this does. Is the high moves out, you'll see the rain track across the south, likely to be mostly rain across the south. But then what happens as we get into the end of the weekend and early next week becomes oh so interesting, Tom.
Yeah, it really does. And you can see here the result of this is going into Monday evening. This is the European model. This would suggest mainly a rain event for the area in here, but there may be enough cold air in New England. But there's a big difference here between the Euro and the GFS models. 2 completely different solutions solutions here. So way out yet. Devil's always in the details.
I mean, it's not completely out of question to think we could be looking at a nor'easter, but what form will that take? Rain, snow, still to be determined.
Plenty of time to determine that.
We're going to talk about your full forecast coming up at 50 after the hour and your winter weather update. Until then, the anticipation builds.
If you're taking votes, I'm going to vote rain. Can we just have rain? Okay,
sure.
Is that all right?
We can take a vote, doesn't mean to be right.
One man's vote.
What do you mean? We don't get to pick the forecast?
Yeah, we don't get to pick it. What is that?
All right, well, it's beginning to look like a lot of rain in California.
Yeah, but some folks are starting the day, California, with a really tough morning. They're just concerned that there may be more slides.
It's only for a couple of nights, okay?
Baby? For me? She'll love it. Thanks.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Seatbelts, headrests, and airbags help you survive a crash. But if you upgrade your headlights, you may even avoid one. See farther, wider, better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
You can change your style to express your unique personality. So why can't you do the same with your eye color? We at Alcon believe you can. Introducing new Air Optics Colors prescription contact lenses. Its unique 3-in-1 color technology blends with your own eye color for a naturally beautiful look with comfort all month long. Virtually try on your perfect color and get a free trial offer at airopticscolors.com.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Buy a combo kit and get up to $150 toward any cordless power tool, radio, or battery.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
Once upon a time, the world was filled with magic.
This holiday season,
Your job is to make sure that whatever remains does not fall into the wrong hands.
Welcome to the library.
Minotaurs, haunted houses, Santa Claus.
Santa is real?
the world needs heroes that fight by the book.
Never gonna get used to that.
I know, right? The Librarians, 2-hour series premiere, Sunday at 8 on TNT.
The Dyson DC-59 Motorhead has better overall performance across all floors than the top 5 best-selling full-sized vacuums, without the hassle of a cord.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and a few clouds. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to AMHQ, America's morning headquarters.
29 minutes after the hour. We're a group of people who talk with our hands, but Kate Parker may actually talk with her hands more than anyone else. Yeah. You know I have to tell.
You have
to tell. So Kate's doing this big thing, and bam goes the coffee all over the set.
Everywhere.
The crew in the commercial break is running like it's a swamp.
I had a Sharpie with a towel. I was like digging underneath, trying to get the coffee out from underneath the desk. But I'm Catastrophe Kate. You know what's going to happen.
First accident of the day. Let's see how the rest of the day goes. Pow, maps on the floor. Hey, maps on the wall. Let's get you in front of your weather today. So as you're grabbing the keys and heading outside the door, we'll start with the West Coast. This is more rain today, but with the system kind of like moving a little to the north, there's a lagging rain in Southern California that's much lighter, and the heavier rain will drive a little bit north today. So we'll watch all those areas in Northern California to pick up the big rainfall totals. And again, same thing as yesterday, elevation, more rain, higher elevation, some snow certainly. And then here's that last holdout of cold air. It's going to hold really right around the northern Great Lakes, northern plains. It's going to hold in northern New England as well. Everybody else, take a deep breath. You're getting a warm up. It's a short one for some places of the East Coast, but there are signs that December will have a milder flow to it, certainly than November had, and this is one of the first warm ups we get. Today, we're going to talk about that clear air bubble moving in and pushing everything out of the way. Tom and Mike have shown you how there's still some snow in northern Maine, but everybody else will be on the clearing trend today. Anxious, by the way, let's get back to the West Coast. This is going to be probably the biggest story of the day again today. And you can imagine what it's like to wake up in California and know that a hillside behind you has been scarred by a burn, and there's nothing up there to hold that land from coming down when you put rain on it. Well, we're talking about an area that was burned in January's Colby fire, and more rain is expected right in that area today, and that could mean trouble. Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff joins us live from Azusa, California. And Dave, I just, 2 days of this kind of fear, because even you said in your live shot this morning, when you see that hill, you just have the feeling that all that is loose up there.
Yeah, and it's more than a feeling. You actually know that some of that stuff's going to come down. It happened 2 times at least earlier this year. I wish the sun was up so you could see how beautiful this is for Ed Heinlein and his neighbors. This is a great place to live because you place a house with the mountains on the back of the house. It's beautiful, but it comes at a price. You have those fires, and you also have the mudslides that come after the fire. California really knows how to prepare for these. You can see that they've had this fence up here. This is brand new since March. That fence came down when the mud came through here right into Ed's backyard and in. Want to come off of the mountain, and some of those boulders are as big as a Volkswagen, and they can come through the house and smash in through your backyard, and it's a really dangerous situation when those things get moving really fast.
Make sure to catch up with all the twists and turns now before the 6th and final episode premieres on December 10th.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm here on behalf of Customs and Excise.
Yeah. For victory in the hearing, saying in a statement, "This is the day that Mr. Winston has been desperately trying to avoid for 2 years." The courageous woman finally gets a chance to stand up for herself. If found to have violated any conduct codes, the sophomore could face punishment ranging from a reprimand to expulsion from school.
2 football players who earlier claimed they saw Winston and his accuser having consensual sex reportedly refused to testify. And a decision might not be handed down for 10 school days. Now, with winter break coming, that could be after the NCAA championship game. Meanwhile, the accuser's attorney overnight called the hearing empowering and said the accuser just wanted to be heard,
right,
George.
The accuser told her story there, but the police had said that she actually didn't cooperate in the criminal investigation.
That's right, and she had said that they weren't really hearing her side of the story and were discouraging her from moving forward. So later, the Tallahassee Tallahassee police came and investigated, but still no criminal charges.
Okay, Ryan Smith, thanks very much.
All right, there, George, now to that frightening attack by a big cat on a woman in Atlanta. Questions this morning about whether the Siberian lynx, which can grow to nearly 100 pounds, is really safe to be kept as a pet. ABC's Lindsay Janis has that story.
Take a look at this giant exotic cat pacing in its cage just moments after police say a 21-year-old woman was attacked right in the backyard of a very upscale Atlanta neighborhood.
The officer found a female with injuries to her head, back, and arm.
But what was such a dangerous animal doing there in the first place? The home's owner, Fred Boyajian, seen here in his Facebook profile, owns 9 exotic cats.
I don't think any of us really know how they're being contained.
It turns out this wasn't Boyajian's first mishap. Officials say big cats have escaped from his property 3 times, including in 2004, when a 50-pound lynx like this one was found roaming the neighborhood searching for food. Legal documents reveal Boyajian had to fight to keep his wildcat sanctuary here, winning a court battle against the city of Atlanta in 2011 after it tried to shut him down. Exotic animals kept as pets has become a growing problem. This past September, a cobra tore through Thousand Oaks, California, biting a dog and frightening parents. And remember this man in New York City who lived among unsuspecting neighbors in his small apartment with not just a tiger, but also an alligator, until the tiger turned on him. But the most deadly case? In 2011, when 56 exotic animals escaped from a farm in Zanesville, Ohio. 49 were killed by authorities. For Good Morning America, Lindsay Janis, ABC News, New York.
Wow, it's tough to see that. Remember that, right. All right, Lindsay, thank you. Time now for the weather again. And Ginger, you were talking about this rain deficit out west?
Yeah, this will help you put into perspective because everyone's so excited about the inches of rain happening in California over the couple of days. And yes, that's great because for the year, over 6.5 inches below average for San Francisco. That's where we were before anything fell. Already an 1.5 inches or so in San Francisco just yesterday. You say, well, that's good. It's kind of denting in. Not really. This is a 3-year problem, remember. The drought, to get out of it, we would have to have 75 inches or plus in San Francisco over the next year. That's more than 5 times their annual average. So it's nearly impossible. We'd have to have this type of event every single week. And we'll just take it as we can get it, though, because it will be falling from San Francisco, the Bay Area, through Northern California. San Diego will get a little push later today, but then it's kind of done for Southern California. Wish we had a lot more to talk about. And then the moisture moves on to the east. Denver 47 today. Des Moines will go to 34. The cold sticking in the Great Lakes and Northern Plains, but the mild northeast happening now. All right, that's the big picture. Let's get a check a little closer to home.
Hey, thanks so much, Ginger. The time now is 7:36, and here at home, we are looking good today. Only a 20% chance of a quick moving shower off the Atlantic. Generally just partly cloudy with a high of 81 degrees. That regime continuing through Friday, dry and sunny throughout your weekend.
All that weather brought to you by CarMax. I wish I had better news, but that is just nearly impossible.
Yeah,
75 inches.
That tells you a lot. All right, Ginge, thanks. Coming up in GMA.